No? Okay, awesome. We're streaming. Awesome. Okay, well, to start us off, hello everyone who's here. We are right at the 7 o'clock dot. Today, I'm gonna just point directions and hopefully the people are where I think they are. So there is Mr. Neil DeCook, our junior high youth pastor, who is close by. Yeah. And then we have Mr. Brad Bowditch, who is down here for me, but he could be like over here for you guys, up here. And then we have Mr. Nicholas Walmsley, who is a senior, and he is joining us tonight, and he's down here for me, but he could be up here for you guys, or this way. You never know. And then we have the recognizable Will down there.
Recognizable
Will.
Whose name on his video now says Brad Bowditch.
Good. That feels right. Okay. Well, while we're waiting for people to jump on, I'm gonna go ahead and do a couple of amazing corny jokes because we all need some of those. Well, while we're waiting for people to jump on,
whoever's got us playing, mute that video.
Hardly.
Okay. So our first question is, oh guys, I'm sorry if I've already done this one. Why didn't the melons get married? Because the cantaloupe.
Darn it, that's what I was gonna say.
It's so funny. Okay. I love cantaloupe. It tastes so good, especially like really ripe cantaloupe straight from the garden. Oh my goodness, there's nothing better.
I have never had cantaloupe before. I don't think I have. I don't know. I can't think of what it tastes like.
It's orange.
I'm sorry.
It's okay. Are you Googling it right now?
What? Yes, I am.
This feels so right.
No. All right.
Story time about Walmsley. So Mr. Walmsley came to Slovakia with us this past July, and it was like our first or second day in Slovakia, and we're sitting down to dinner, and the meals are like, well, the main meal that we had that night was like, I think we had bread and like vegetables and maybe some meat. Like that was,
like the weird, yeah.
And cucumbers are part of this spread. And Walmsley shares with us that he's never eaten a cucumber.
I've never,
What? And so I have video footage of Walmsley trying a cucumber for the first time in his life. But the best part is he didn't quite enjoy the cucumber. And so like he tasted, it was a safe environment. He could, make the face whatever he wanted at this time. At the end of our trip, we're in the home of one of the students who came to the camp where we taught English at, and they are handing out fresh cucumbers from their garden, and they're so proud of their cucumbers, and they're so excited to see how much we like their cucumbers.
Yeah.
Walmsley.
I remember that. Yes, that was not my finest moment. That's for sure.
You were awesome, and you ate the cucumber, and you did a great job.
That was true. Yeah.
Loving the people. That was good. Yep. So that's when I think of cucumbers, I think of Nicholas Walmsley. You're welcome, Harold.
Nicholas Cucumbers Walmsley.
You try cantaloupe? Can I be there?
I mean, yeah, sure. But, I mean, it doesn't look horrible. I don't think I've had it. I don't know. Maybe I'm just whatever.
We know you're sheltered. It's okay. We still love you.
I am sheltered.
We do. We love you.
Thank you, Alyssa. Alyssa says cantaloupe is yummy.
It's so good. So good. Okay, you guys ready for another joke?
Yes.
My stories. Awesome. Why did the physics teacher not get along with the biology teacher?
They didn't have chemistry?
Yes!
Oh!
So good.
Nicholas for the win.
Yes. Love it. Okay, here's our next one. What grade did the fish receive after the exam? Not very good. It was below sea level. I love these jokes with multiple meanings. They're so good. Okay.
Mm.
How do you make an egg giggle? Tell it a yolk.
Oh boy.
Where's that laugh track, man?
Guys, we need to get like applause. So that way, like,
I'm working on it. I'm working on it.
Why didn't the shrimp share? He was shellfish. Get it?
How about crickets, man? You got crickets?
That's good too.
Are you playing a laugh recording? Okay. What did one hat say to the other hat? You stay here, I'll go on ahead. Guys, that was so funny. On ahead. Love it. Like my hat. I'm wearing a hat tonight. Repping that hat life. What is the opposite of a hot pepper? A little chili. It's all about the
Man.
delivery. I'm killing it.
Nothing.
You're literally getting crickets on the YouTube chat right now.
Sadie put them up. Good job. Thank you, Sadie.
Crickets.
Although Alyssa, to that last one, she said that was excellent. So that egg joke you had.
Love it. Okay, how about this one? What's the best way to contact a fish? You drop them a line.
You could be helping me here. Are you looking at this arrangement here?
Oh,
It looks fun.
Brad, are you having some
Proud of
issues?
you.
Huh?
Are you having-
Duncan.
No, I'm threatening the boy right now.
Hi, Duncan.
Duncan, come say hi to us. Show your face.
Duncan, come back.
We're waiting on Duncan to make a
I got
special
nothing.
appearance. Nothing? What did the cake say to the knife? You want a piece of me?
Duncan.
Hi, Duncan.
Look,
Hi, Duncan.
Wilbur. Where's Wilbur?
I saw
Oh,
Wilbur.
he ran away.
I want to punch him if I ever see him again.
Yeah. Let's see, on my screen, Will is way at the bottom. So, yeah.
Why does Will say Bradley?
I don't know.
He's a hammerhead.
Some Williams have weird, abbreviated names. Bill, apparently Bradley.
Why not?
Let's see, on the live stream, I think we're spread out 3 on the top, 2 on the bottom. So,
Yeah.
Okay. Thanks.
yep.
Should we do one last joke and then we'll jump into our reason why Nicholas Walmsley is here, wherever he is from?
Nick is below you to your right.
Oh,
There you go.
Right? That way?
Yes.
It's like Hollywood
on my
Squares.
screen, I'm above her.
Okay.
Yeah.
Last joke, and then we're gonna talk about Nicholas Walmsley and how special he is.
Alyssa says that Bradley is the best abbreviation for Bill. So it's official.
Okay.
Oh, Wilbur.
I love it. Okay. How do you make a sausage roll? You push it.
Oh gosh.
Do you push it real good?
Yeah.
Yes. All the song is there. You're welcome. Thanks for tolerating my jokes, fans. Welcome anyone and everyone on YouTube and Facebook Live. We're so glad to have you join us for Life Group Senior. Woo woo! Sunday nights at 7. I miss being in person with all you guys. And the other day I said that to a group of people and they were like, but you're an introvert. You actually miss us? And I was like, yes, I actually mean it because it's been a long time in quarantine. So
Yep.
Miss you all. I may have dropped by your house this week. You may have saw me. You may have not. If I didn't, be on the lookout. But super pumped to have you guys here with us tonight. So this evening we have Mr. Nicholas Walmsley. I think he's over here for you guys.
That's right.
He
Nailed it.
is a senior, and I invited him on because I wanted to hear from some of you guys seniors. Because normally this is when, May is around the corner. We're getting ready. I know we're prepping for Senior Sunday, and you guys are filling out your registrations. If you haven't already, get on it. But yeah, and so I just asked Nick to join us tonight, and so he's going to share a little bit. So Nick, why don't you go ahead and tell us who you are, attend how long you've been at fellowship, maybe a couple of the events you've gone to, and maybe even what school you
Yeah.
attend?
Go to attend. Yeah. So my name is Nicholas Walmsley. I go to Bishop Lewis High School and am currently a senior. And I have gone to fellowship with my family around like 5 or 6 years now, I think. I have done immersion, ice camp, and the plunge too. Remember doing that. So maybe longer than 6 years. But anyway, I recently went on a mission trip through a fellowship as well. So that's my experience too.
Yeah, that's awesome. Um,
Mhm.
I think I got to know you really well on the Slovakia trip. That was definitely
Mhm.
the best opportunity. We sat on
Mhm.
a bus and a train together. Good times.
Yeah, there's several buses and trains.
Accurate. That's awesome. So Nick, why don't you share with us a little bit? So senior year is a lot different than what was expected. And
Mhm.
so how are you feeling about senior year getting canceled, and how have you kind of processed all of that?
Well, first off, I am very sad that I won't see like the remainder of my senior year. And it mainly affects me because I'm sad I won't be seeing a lot of my friends that might be going away. However, personally for me, I have had a very good senior year. I have had a very fulfilling senior year. I was able to lead several clubs, including student government. I was in National Honor Society, show choir, several clubs, and I feel very fulfilled by my senior year. So I'm very sad I can't complete it, but I'm also very happy with how it went. And I feel very content with everything I've done this year because I've planned dances, I've planned our homecoming, and I was just overall very involved, I feel like, for my final year.
That's awesome. I love
Mhm.
that you were able to seize the opportunity you had while you had it. And yet you're able to also process like there is sadness in what you're missing out on.
Mhm.
That's awesome. And so senior year, I didn't ask you this earlier in preparation, so sorry if this is a little off guard. What does the rest of the school year look like for you right now?
Right now, we are doing e-learning and I think I was just talking to one of my friends, and they say we only have 11 e-learnings left. It's like 11 days left because we get 1 day off in between, I think, or like something like 2 days. So we'll only have 11 more e-learning days. I think finals have been canceled for us as well. And our graduation will be in July, as well as maybe a play that our crazy theater director is still planning through this all. So we'll see if about the play, but currently graduation's in July, plays in July, and 11 more e-learnings left to do.
Wow. Okay. So you are almost done with senior year.
Crazy.
Yeah, that is crazy, man. I hope it's a little exciting too. What are your plans for the summer and the fall?
Hanging out with friends first and foremost. I'm gonna try to make up for some of the lost time and just hang out with them and just enjoy being with them before we all go to college. Really just expecting and hoping, for it to be over soon so we can, hang out again. That's what I'm very excited for this summer. And I'm also going to college in the fall. I'm going to Purdue Fort Wayne, and I'm studying construction engineering management. So I'm nervous, but I'm also excited.
That's awesome. So whenever I drive by a construction site, I should just wave and be like, Nicola.
Hopefully, more like Purdue for the first 4 years and then a construction site. Hopefully.
Okay.
Hopefully.
That's awesome. Okay, last question. What is the first thing you're going to do when you get out of quarantine?
Oh, the first thing I'm gonna do, probably eat at Five Guys.
Ooh. Yeah.
Probably. And then hang out with my friends. But first, get the important things out of the way.
That's awesome. I like it. I like Five Guys is a priority.
I agree. Yeah.
Awesome. Well, Nicholas, thank you so much for joining us this week.
Yeah.
It's so fun, like to see your face and also just to hear how you're doing. I'm glad you're doing well. I've been praying for you, as well as all the other seniors, because I know it's a big bummer.
Mhm.
I know how hard it is to be away from people, but especially senior year, it's tough.
Yeah, thank you. It means a lot. So I'm glad I was able to be invited on here. So
Yeah, for sure.
yeah.
Well, feel free to stick around. We're going to go ahead and jump into a game this evening. So I am actually going to share my screen, and we're going to play a game called Guess That Face. So you can comment in the YouTube or in the Facebook Live, and let us know who you think it is. And I know there's about a couple seconds lag, but I'm going to go ahead and share my screen, and I'm going to start a PowerPoint. And oh, I think Neil has to let me do that because he's hosting the meeting.
Wow, let's see. Make co-host.
That would be awesome. Thank you. Okay, so I'm going to share my screen. Okay, hopefully this pops up and I can switch over really quickly. Okay, sweet.
Go.
So here we go. Everyone can see that hopefully. So guess that face. You got like the lovely little ducklings. They're so cute. So what's going to happen is I'm going to put up a face on the screen, and you might not be able to tell who it is, but go ahead and guess. And then after that, after someone guesses the right name, then the actual photo will pop up. So that's how we're going to play it, and then we'll move on to the next one. Okay. So here we go with the first guess that face.
Cool.
Oh, I think I know who that is.
Yeah, you think you know who it is? Okay.
Yeah, but I'm gonna hold off.
Okay, thanks. Yeah, let me know. We told before we jumped on the live stream, we told Nick and Will that they can help guess if no one's getting it on the live stream. Do we have any guesses yet, Neil?
I do. We don't. Let's see. Matt says Neil. Alyssa says Abram, which I think that's who it is.
Do we have any other guesses?
Abram and Neil so far. That's all we got.
It is Abram Groves, indeed.
Mhm.
So this is the lovely photo that's taken from this is Abram,
Mhm.
and then our dear friend Allie, and even myself in true American apparel. So nicely done. That's a great example. So good job. Should we be keeping score of who gets all these? Is Alyssa gonna kick everybody's butt? I mean, Alyssa.
Probably. Alyssa probably will kick everybody's butt, but use that as motivation. Everyone else. So.
So bring it, everyone. Bring it.
Yep.
Nicely done.
Yep. Sadie did well too. She came in second place. So.
Nicely done, Sadie. Okay, are we ready for the next one? That was kind of our example. Hopefully they get a little harder. Next mouse.
Ooh.
I had a lot of fun creating these. And some of these photos are kind of old, and so they might not look the exact same today. Do you have any guesses so far? I wonder if
Tim. Is that Tim Albrecht?
it is indeed Tim Albrecht.
Wow, Sadie.
Sadie.
Nice
Wow.
job.
Sadie looking at lips. Okay, we see you, Sadie. Bad joke.
Ooh.
There's other distinct features too, I know. But yeah, so I should have maybe said guess that mouth. So it's Tim Albrecht. This is from Immersion a couple of years back. We were in a food pantry, actually the Harvest food pantry. So lovely, Tim Albrecht. We miss you, Tim. Hope you're doing well wherever you are. Okay, here goes our next one. But a little bit of a side angle, a little bit of hair to give a hint, you know. Hopefully they can guess this one. This one's a
That
little,
one feels tough.
yeah. Neil, I don't know if you'll know this one. Everyone is a part of the youth group, though.
Sadie says Katie.
Not Katie. Nope. It's a tough one.
Anya.
Not Anya. Good guesses, though. I can see where they're getting them from. This one might be.
Amy Jones says Katie Legault. I don't know how to pronounce that last name. Legault. Katie Legault.
Nope, not Katie.
Nope.
Good guess, though. Keep trying.
I'm watching two chats here at the same time.
I love it.
Myra? Myra?
Yes, it is Myra.
Myra. Okay, so that was, who said that first? Alyssa Lynn. So Diane said that first.
Nicely done, Diane.
Yeah.
Good work. Yep. So this
Yep.
is Myra Galt. This is also from Immersion. She's holding up a Campbell's soup there. Got it down in the little corner. Yep.
Yep.
Okay.
Sadie was right behind Diane with that one, so good job.
Way to come in and guess that one, Diane. Good work. So this is our next one. There's some lovely facial hair, that chinny chin chin. A little bit more, help on this one. I wonder. I think they should get this one. Pretty good. This one is also from a couple of years ago. I had a lot of fun looking through old photos.
Okay, Alyssa says Will Pancake. Sadie says Jacob.
Jacob Johns is correct.
Jacob Johns.
This is
That's
from,
a good one.
right? From a rap battle we had a couple of years ago at Immersion. It was pretty great. Anyone that was there, hopefully you remember this. I also have video footage if you need, just to reminisce some of the old times. Good. Okay, here goes our next.
Hey, Cicely did get that one correct. She was just not first. So good job, Cicely. Shout out.
Is like the fake man here. It was good.
Uh-huh.
We know this one. Guess that face or guess that mouth.
Uh-huh.
I like it. I like this person. They're pretty cool.
Alyssa says Riley.
Correct.
Yep.
Done. It is indeed our dear friend Riley. This is Riley and I at Kinetic, I think, this past summer. This is a fun photo. Riley also came to Slovakia, so we have a lot of photos from the summer together. Also, you can see like the arm taking the selfie and the sunglasses. Pretty great. Pretty great.
Yes. Nice.
Good work, Alyssa. Okay, here goes our next one. This one got a little blurry, but we're looking at the mouth, not the knee or the hair. Not to get mistaken. I wonder if the individual in this photo will know who it is.
Alyssa says Grant. Matthew says Theo.
It is Grant Hayward.
Alyssa's on fire.
Man.
Sadie is right there every time.
I wonder if Alyssa has faster internet.
Possible. It's possible.
Yeah, possible. But good job, guys. Good work, Alyssa and Sadie. It is indeed Grant. This is baby Grant before he was 12 feet tall.
Oh, baby Grant.
He was still tall at this point in time, but not as tall. And 12 feet tall might be a slight exaggeration. Just like
Grant is asking why we did this to him.
Well, don't worry. This is not the worst photo I chose. Like, this is a pretty solid one. I could have chosen worse. That's the thing with pastor, get a little blackmail. Okay, here goes our next one. This one is pretty great.
Yes.
See, Grant, it could be worse.
It could be worse. Ooh.
Yeah, let me know who you think this person is. I was going to show more neck, but I thought, maybe just chin and lips would be good.
Alyssa says Duncan.
Not Duncan. Good guess, though.
You also said Theo. Alyssa's just spamming names.
Just type it in. Any other guesses?
Not yet.
I wonder, Nick and Will, do you guys have any ideas of who this might be?
Oh, I have no idea.
That's okay. I made this one harder on purpose. There were some pretty easy ones, I feel like, so far.
Amy Jones says Andrew. Andrew.
Yes, indeed it is. This is
Nice.
Oh,
Sure enough.
This is
Was impossible.
myself and Jawan moved to Florida. He's also here this year. This is from Immersion from a couple of years ago.
I think what we needed there was we needed to get more of the Adam's apple than the mouth, and I think we would have had it.
I think you're right. Yeah, it does have a lot of like chin and neck in there. Good work. Good work. Okay, our next one is this one. There's so if that helps anyone.
Yes.
Yeah. This is an older photo as well. At least a couple years.
Pizza, though. Let's go.
Pizza, I know. I thought about getting pizza for lunch today, but I decided to go with Red Robin instead. It was good.
All right, we've got one person who guessed Alexis Arnett, 2 people.
Alexis Arnett is correct.
Nice.
I'm-
I think that was a tie between Amy and Sadie for that one.
Nicely done. I like that the leaders are wrong on this one.
I know. We'll see. We've got, this is crazy because I'm looking at YouTube here and Facebook in my hand and this like information overload right now, but they're doing great.
I'm sorry if you have nightmares about this tonight, Neil.
Oh, it'll be all right. It'll be okay.
Yeah, and then if you look, there's also Maya Brand, and Charity Brand is in this photo as well. This is from Never Too Young a couple years ago. It was a blast. Which I'm so bummed we can't go to.
I know. I was just thinking about that today. Ugh.
This is a little, little bit of love. Never Too Young. Shout out.
Yep.
Okay. Here goes our next one. Cool.
Yes.
Hopefully, some individuals recognize this face. I think I have a skill for like zooming in really close on lips.
You're very good at this. Yes.
Yeah, I tried really hard. It was a lot of fun to do this. I found out that you can't do photos of large groups. You have to do them with small groups to get like, good pixels going.
Mm-hmm.
Do we have any guesses yet? This one might be a little harder.
Austin.
Austin is correct. Nicely done. Who got that one?
Looks like Grant got that one.
Nice. Good work, Grant.
Alyssa said that she thought that was me. Come on now.
Are you offended that those lips aren't yours, Neil? Well,
Yes.
I love in this photo. I think it says a lot. It's a good time.
There's a lot going on in that picture. My goodness.
Yeah, it was a good time. Okay, here goes our next one. Who is this one? This one I couldn't necessarily get the lips, but we're hiding the face a little bit there. Any guesses on who this is? Bonus point.
I think I know who that is. Alyssa was right on that one with Anaya.
Anaya is correct.
Yep.
Yes. Do we know where it was taken? Any guesses?
Ooh, where? Yeah, where?
Beautiful scenery happening there. An adorable child in her arms. And then a human reaching over and touching the child as well. Any guesses?
Yes, people, Anaya is correct.
Yep, good work, guys. It is.
We're guessing where. Immersion at the apartment complex.
Yes, nicely done. Who said that?
Let's see. Alyssa, Sadie, and Matthew Albrecht got the apartment complex in there. So
Nice. Good
yeah.
job. Yep. So immersion at the Oak Woods. Okay, guys, I'm mixing up names. Oak River. Sorry, Oak Haven is at Meltdown.
Yep.
I'm mixing all the things. Yep. So this is at Oak River.
I have a question about these 2 pictures though, because the first picture that you have is at a different angle than the second picture.
Different photos.
Well, you got some 3-dimensional action going on there. It's impressive.
Yeah. You just change up a little.
Nice.
That's good. Okay, good work, everyone. It is Anaya at immersion at the complex, the apartment complex. Here's our next one. Getting some zoom in action. We got a thumbnail on that one. Little helpful painted thumbnail. Could be someone else. You never know.
Somebody said Janan. Alyssa said Janan.
Not Janan.
Nope.
Yes, though.
Dakota.
Dakota is correct.
Sadie Sondag sneaking in there. Amy was really close.
Amy was
just behind her.
Yep. And then we've got Brooke and Paige in that photo with her. Some good old, I think that was from the lock-in as well. That was awesome. Okay, here goes our next one.
Oh, yep.
We may or may not know this person. Very familiar with them. They may or may not be showing up on videos recently. A lot of them. Not what you and I have done, but any guesses?
Not yet. Sadie. There we go. Alyssa.
Alyssa guessed Sadie. Nice. Did Sadie guess herself?
She did about a half a second after Alyssa did. So, yep.
Nicely done. Yep, it is indeed Sadie.
Well done, everybody. Amy, again, Amy's the only one who's commenting on Facebook, and she's getting everyone.
I love it.
Yep.
He's on top of it. And then we have another appearance by Myra Legault.
Uh-huh.
And then Lyric, who graduated last year. Last year, right? Yeah.
I have no idea.
I'm here. Love you, miss you. We'll move on quickly here. This is our next one.
Ooh.
From a former event as well. A couple of them ago, I think. Yep.
Jack. Alyssa says Jack.
Which one? There are
Which Jack, Alyssa?
multiple Jacks. Did anyone else comment?
Not yet.
Okay. It is a Jack. I'll give her that. Nicely done.
Matthew says this game is terrible for people bad at names. Jackson Johns is the first guess.
Jackson Johns is correct. Nicely done.
Yep, that's Alyssa.
And then
Yep.
in that, I love the background of these photos because they're so telling. Like you got, I love it. You got Corbin.
John. John and Duncan looking good in the corner.
Yeah, Bethany, you got Will Palmer back there, Austin Johnson.
Uh-huh. Oh, man. Anaya, Janan. Yep.
Good friends. Nicely done, though. Good work.
Good group of people right there.
Matthew Albrecht, about the name thing. You should know the names of your friends, the people that you go to church with. Disappointed. It's okay. We still love you. Miss you, pal. Okay. Oh, I have to click on my thing again. Here's our next one.
Whoa.
This is good.
That's a great one.
Right? Look at those lips and the white mystery object coming out of the mouth is definitely.
Any guesses on what the white mystery object is?
Maybe include that with your name guess. I like that. It's good. This one's also at an angle, so it might be a little harder. I'm not sure.
We've got Anya Ellers.
Nope.
No. Nick. Cicely says Nick, I think.
It is indeed Mr. Nick Chapman.
Yep.
Nicely done.
Well done.
Yep.
Guesses on okay, somebody said straw. We've got a sucker.
Sucker is correct. Who guessed sucker?
That was Matthew Albrecht.
Nice.
He couldn't get the name right, but he got he got what was in his mouth.
You can guess the object, but you can't guess.
Yeah. Good job, Matt. Way to go.
I love it. So good. Yep. So Mr. Nick Chapman, a fellow senior as well, and it was a sucker. I don't know what flavor though. Sorry, guys. I can't tell you that. Okay. Here goes our next one. Whose lovely mouth is that? We have a marker there. Maybe I believe that's like a birthmark or maybe a freckle or maybe a lifetime mole.
Mm-hmm.
So that might help us decide.
Matthew says Theo.
Not Theo.
I don't think so.
We got a lot of guesses of Theo.
I know Theo has not been in any of these. Jackson Palmer.
It is indeed Jackson Palmer.
Nicely done. That's a Duncan Bowditch special right there.
Duncan Bowditch coming in strong.
Solid.
Correct. Good work. Good work.
Brad, aren't you proud of your son?
He says so proud. We just can't hear him because I think.
Yeah. Yeah.
Love it. Yep. So good old Jackson.
Yeah, he's special.
Yeah. Yes. Yes.
Love it. Okay.
Check
Here,
it out.
Be proud of me.
Woo, there's a good one.
Duncan, we're so.
Oh God, that's terrible.
I wonder who this is. I just couldn't resist this one. It was so good.
Oh,
I love this photo.
I think people got scared with this one. Yep.
I'm scared.
Sure enough.
Any guesses?
Alyssa said Brad.
Which one? We've got lots of.
That's true. Brad Bowditch
Correct.
Yep. Bowditch at its finest. Yep.
You can tell by the mangled teeth.
They're great.
Rose. Dark.
Photo. Yep, this is from Kinetic this past year. It was a good time. Okay, here
Someone
goes.
said Izzy. Yes.
Not,
Alexis said Izzy.
it was definitely Dad.
Yay.
So here's our next photo. Any guesses of who this is? This one is very like sweet.
Abby.
Who guessed it?
I'm assuming they mean Abby May.
It is indeed
Yes, well done.
Abby and Anaya. I love this photo.
Alyssa's all over this. Sadie was right there too. So was Amy. Everybody was. Jeez, good job, everybody. That was quick.
Abby has a very recognizable smile. It's it's like very sweet and like it's Abby, just describes Abby well.
Yeah.
I love it. Okay, here goes our next one.
Mm.
Try to get a little ear action in there too this time, because the handkerchief is kind of blocking the mouth a little bit there. I wonder how.
I think I know who this is.
Yeah.
Theo. Alyssa again. Alyssa in first. Sheesh. Matthew Albrecht finally got this one right.
Matthew, you know someone's name. I'm so proud of you. Here is Theo again at Kinetic. Look at that portrait mode though. Like everyone's blurry in the background.
Yeah, that's actually kind of a cool picture.
Right? I love this photo. I weirdly have a lot of photos of Theo Pancake. I don't know why. I didn't take all of them for the record though. But
That's
I have
good.
a lot of them. He just comes to a lot of events and does a lot of things.
Very involved.
Yeah, I like it. Okay, here goes our next one. What is the thing on his neck, or the thing about
Could be a her.
or her? Yeah. Good call, Neil. Good call. I did not give that away. It's fine.
It's definitely might not be a guy. Duncan, that is correct.
It is indeed Duncan. Do we know what the life-threatening object is?
Somebody said a stick.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Nicely done. Look at that face. The face of contentment.
You see I got the lights on too?
Okay, here's
You know,
our
I've always found it's good to walk with my eyes closed too.
right. Best way to do it.
Yeah.
Here's our next one. Some lovely lips.
Haha, Duncan.
Duncan was the last one. This one is not Duncan. I did not do two in a row. I feel like lips, they're distinguishing, but like I feel like eyes give away more of who a person is than lips.
True.
Maybe that's just
Matt said Corbin Miller.
It is indeed.
Matt with number 2.
Nicely done, Matt. You know two people's names. Corbin, I hope you guys all saw the video from a while back where I taped Corbin's photo onto a tree and I just hugged him because, it's Corbin. And I like to do that because he's like a tree and we're the koala. And we just like to hold on sometimes.
Yep.
So here's our next one. I think this is our last one, actually. Any guesses of who this might be? Again, with the mouth, Maybe I'll do ears next time. Are ears distinguishable?
Ears are distinguishable, but they're tough.
They are.
Brad Jones said Matt spelled Corbin wrong, and that is correct. Corbin Belton says this is Mary.
Oh,
Amy Jones says this is herself.
it is indeed. Yep. This was taken. The photo got cut off, unfortunately. But Delmira is in the red hat, and then Carol is behind her, I believe. Is that Carol? I thought it was Carol. I'm sorry if it's not Carol. Love you, Carol. But yep. So that was it. Nicely done, everyone. Good work. I'm gonna go ahead and stop sharing my screen. Good work on all the guesses. I hope that was fun. It was enjoyable for me to put it together. So I hope you enjoyed it. Good work, everyone. Alyssa, way to come in hot and strong with all those guesses. Nicely done. Matt, congratulations on knowing 2 people to name. Who was in a photo, thank you for your permission for letting me use your photo without me asking. Appreciate you.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, sorry. Love you all though. I hope that was enjoyable. Neil, thanks for narrating and calling off all the names wherever you are.
Yep. I'm to your left, I think.
There.
Yep.
Neil. Yep, good work.
I don't know anymore.
Well, we're gonna go ahead and everyone else on the screen, we're gonna go ahead and mute ourselves so Will can go ahead and take over and lead us in some worship. So thankful for your skills, Will. I was reminded again this week of how lovely my singing voice is, so I'm gonna make sure I mute myself. Do you have a song for us, Will, though?
I do. So we'll be singing Build Your Kingdom Here by Ren Collective Experiment.
Okay, awesome.
Experiment, not experience. It's experiment. It's an experiment. So am I muted? Am I talking?
Yeah,
You are.
Okay. Wasn't sure. Like, but you never know. That could have been awkward. So
It could have been really awkward. It's okay.
Yeah.
It's all. Okay, so Build Your Kingdom Here. Take us away.
Uh-oh.
Like, you can start playing now.
Oh, sorry, it froze. So I was like, what is happening?
Virtual group.
Yeah. All right. Internet. Okay. So,
We're good at this. We are very good at this.
oh yeah, we're good. We're good. We'll give everybody a sec to pull up lyrics, and I'll get going. If you want, obviously. So. Come set your rule and reign in our hearts again. Increase in us, we pray. Unveil why we're made. Come set our hearts ablaze with hope, like wildfire in our very souls. Holy Spirit, come invade us now. We are your church. We need your power in us. Build your kingdom here, with the darkness fear. Show your mighty hand, heal our streets and land. Set your church on fire, win this nation back. Change the atmosphere, build your kingdom here. We pray, we seek your kingdom first. We hunger and we thirst. Refuse to waste our lives, for you're our joy and prize. To see the captives' hearts released, the hurt, the sick, the poor at peace. We lay down our lives for heaven's cause. We are your church. We pray, revive this earth. Build your kingdom here, let the darkness fear. Show your mighty hand, heal our streets and land. Set your church on fire, win this nation back. Change the atmosphere. much more than this. Awake, the kingdom seed in us. Fill us with the strength and love of Christ. We are your church. We are the hope. Build your kingdom here. Let the darkness fear. Show your mighty hand in our streets and land. Set your church on fire in this nation. Change the atmosphere. Build your kingdom here. We pray. Build your kingdom here. Let the darkness fear. Show your mighty hand. Heal our streets and land. Set your church on fire in this nation. Change the atmosphere. Build your kingdom here. We pray. So God, that's just our prayer right now. You know, amidst the coronavirus and everything going on, we just pray that you would still make this your kingdom. You know, we're a part. The church is not a building, so we pray that we would remind ourselves of that we would remember that, as you know, we're a part and it's difficult and it doesn't make a lot of sense, God, but we just pray that you would still win this nation back despite all the things going on. I pray that you bless this time, and I pray all these things in Jesus' name. Amen.
Hey guys, feel like it's been forever since I've seen anybody. I get to see Duncan all the time. He gets annoyed with that. That's okay. Hopefully you guys are doing okay. It's interesting when people talk about the fact that they would love to have extra time. And now we've got extra time, and what are you doing with it? So when I started thinking about teaching tonight, the thing that came to mind was the idea of integrity. And integrity is doing the right thing, especially when no one is watching. Doing the right thing for the right reason all the time. I was thinking back about this, and you guys have heard me talk before about my summer in Japan. And for me, that's really one of those pivotal experiences in my life. That was one of the times where God and I were very, very close. And it was because I was kind of under a quarantine. I couldn't drive anywhere, didn't have a car, didn't have a license, didn't have a job because I was being a short-term missionary, couldn't speak the language, stuck out like Godzilla. I mean, I really stuck out like Godzilla, if you can imagine that in Japan. And I guess I had some choices to make. What was I going to do with that time? And thankfully, I guess for my own sake and for maybe some other people's as well, I used that time wisely. God gave me the chance to be with him, to be closer to him. And I was able to stay accountable to a few people, especially at home. And that has become one of the defining moments in my life was my summer in Japan, the 3 months that I was over there. So as I was thinking about this idea of integrity, and I was thinking about the idea of doing the right thing, as believers, as people who claim Jesus, we need to do the right thing. And as believers, we need to help each other out when we know people are struggling. We're going to look at two guys tonight. We're going to look at 1 Kings 19. We're going to look at Elijah. And then we're going to jump ahead a little bit to Daniel chapter 6. Look at our boy Daniel, because he has it going on. But Elijah, the reason I love Elijah is because I can identify with him. Elijah had a lot of self-doubt. Elijah struggled with depression. He struggled with self-confidence. And, he was always just kind of, it wasn't that the glass was half empty, that the glass was dirty and cracked and it was leaking and he was afraid it was going to cut his lip. Elijah struggled a lot. And in 1 Kings 19, verses 1-8, he talked to, this is after he has killed, he's had the showdown on Mount Carmel with the prophets, with the false prophets of Baal, and killed them all, literally killed them all with the sword. And now he's running away from this evil queen Jezebel. And he's afraid for his life. He's running away. He goes out in the wilderness. He says, okay, God, I'm done. I'm just going to die. Just let me die here. And he falls asleep under this tree and he wakes up and there's an angel. And the angel says, hey, Elijah, get up and eat because this journey is too much for you. And right there by his head was a fresh baked loaf of bread and a jar of water. And he ate and he drank and he fell asleep again. And then verse 7, it says the angel came to him again and said, hey, get up and eat some more because the journey is too much for you. So he got up and he ate and he drank, and the strength gave him enough to travel for 40 days and 40 nights. Now, do you guys know what quarantine means? Does anybody know what quarantine means? It goes back to the Black Death. It goes back to the Middle Ages. And for quarantine, when a ship would come into the harbor, if they thought there was somebody sick in there, they'd make them stay there for 40 days. That's what quarantine means, 40 days. So Elijah had these wandering, moving. He was away from his enemies. He was getting quickly. And then God comes to him. And it wasn't in the earthquake and it wasn't in a fire, but it was in a still small whisper. And Elijah was frustrated and he was depressed. He did the right thing and bad things happened. And Elijah did it and he was frustrated. And God said, you know what? I got this. God says, listen to me. I got this, okay? I know exactly what you need, Elijah. You needed to rest, so I let you sleep. You needed food. I got you food. You needed 40 days to come and see me. You needed to see me. Here I am. God knows what we need. He's going to provide. He's going to protect. We've got to do what is right, regardless of what's going on around us. And sometimes that's hard to do. Sometimes we're alone. Sometimes we get depressed. And I think this isolation is hard on everybody in lots of different ways. We're spending time with family that we haven't done the right thing. Like he was the last person in Israel to believe in God. And he was frustrated and he was tired. God said, hey, you're not the last one. There are still 7,000 that believe in me. You're not alone, Elijah. Okay? So you guys, you're not alone. Okay? There are people who love you, people who are praying for you, people who are reaching out to you, people who are available to you. All of us who are here tonight. Mary and Neil and Brad and Amy and Abram and Ashton and Lindy and Alexis. And I know I'm forgetting somebody. Corbin, Diane Linville. All of us are here for you guys. You have friends who are there for you. Okay, so one of the oldest tricks the devil can do is make you feel like you're alone. All right. Second guy we're going to look at is Daniel. And you got to jump over to Daniel chapter 6. Daniel's a guy that had a lot going on for him. And he's in a tough spot right here. He's just doing his job. And the amazing thing is he's really good at what he does because God has gifted him. And he's just doing his job. He's going to work every day. He's busting his butt. He's doing the best he can. And people are seeing this. People around him are seeing this, and people are jealous. The people who are now plotting against him, because this is a story where Daniel ends up in the lion den. And the king was kind of painted into a corner. He didn't want to put Daniel in the lion's den, but he did. He put Daniel in the lion's den. And if you think Daniel didn't feel alone, you think about this. He was taken away from his home when he was a teenager, probably 12, maybe 13 years old. He was forced into a school, and he was forced to serve this king who had destroyed his country. And I'm betting there are days where he didn't want to do that. I'm betting there are days he wanted to go home. But God made it very clear to Daniel, hey, Daniel, you're here for a reason, and you're here for this season. So you need to make the best of it. So Daniel did. He did the right thing, and he really didn't care what people thought about him. And these guys tried to trick the king into killing him, and it didn't work. It ends up backfiring. Daniel spends the night in the lion's den. The king can't sleep all night because he's so worried about Daniel because he knows what an awesome guy he is, doesn't want to lose him. Goes there, he rushes out there first thing in the morning, and he's like, Daniel, did your God save you? And Daniel's like, yep, I'm cool. So lift him out. And then it says that they threw the guys in who were plotting against him with their whole family, and the whole pride of lions jumped on him and tore him all apart, which I want to see that on a movie. But anyhow, Daniel was alone. Daniel could have been frustrated. He could have been depressed. He could have gave up. I mean, the king would have either killed him off or thrown him in prison. But Daniel realized, hey, I'm here. I have this time now. I'm going to use it. So Daniel did what was right. He had integrity. So I guess I want you guys to think about, what does your day look like? What are you doing with your time? You know, because we say, oh yeah, if I had more time, I'd be in the Bible. And if I had more time, I'd pray. And if I had more time, I'd check in with my friends. Are you doing that? Are you doing that? Are you checking in with your friends? Are you praying? Are you spending time in the Word? I can't answer that for you. I can tell you I'm struggling with it, but I'm doing it. It doesn't come up every day that, man, I can't. It's not every day that I roll out of bed and say, yes, I get to read the Bible today. There are days that I'm excited about it. Here's the deal. I do it every day because I know it's important. And I pray. And I spend that time in prayer because I know it's the right thing to do. I know it's a good use of my time. Are you guys using your time? Are you using your time wisely? Are you doing the right thing? Okay. Jesus talks about this a lot. If you go to Luke chapter 12, verses 2-5, this is Jesus talking. He says, hey, the time is coming when everything that is covered up will be revealed, and all that is secret will be made known to all. Whatever you have said in the dark will be heard in the light. Whatever you have whispered behind closed doors will be shouted from the rooftops for all to hear. Dear friends, don't be afraid of those who want to kill your body. They can't do any more to you after that. But I'll tell you whom to fear. Fear God, who has the power to kill you and throw your soul into hell. He is the one to fear. That's kind of a rough statement. Going to bring out all your secrets, and who are you respecting? This deep respect of God, this fear of God. Are you worried about other people think about you? Or are you worried about what God thinks about you? Can't answer that. I know it changes from people from day to day. Matthew 6, he talks about these things. You guys know these verses, 31-34. Don't worry about all these things saying, what will we eat? What will we drink? What will we wear? These things dominate the thoughts of unbelievers. Did you catch that? What will we eat? What will we drink? What will we wear? These things dominate the thoughts of unbelievers, but your heavenly Father knows all your needs. Seek his kingdom above all else and live righteously. He will give you everything that you need. Don't worry about tomorrow. Tomorrow will bring its own worries. Today's trouble is enough for today. We need to be doing the right thing every day. And it's not easy. It's a discipline. It takes work. It takes focus. You need help. We can't do it alone. You want to do it in community. You need to reach out to other people when you need help. You need to pay attention when God prompts you, hey, you should text your friend to see how they're doing. Do it. You should call somebody, see how they're doing. Do it. Focus on God. He knows what we need. The leaders were meeting at 6 o'clock. We had our own little Zoom meeting at 6 o'clock, and we met. And it was amazing to hear how God was providing for people. People were getting things in the mail, and they were getting help they didn't know about. And God knows what our needs are. And he says, hey, you look at me. You focus at me. Elijah, you focus on me. I got more people believing. Daniel, you keep doing the right thing. You believers today, we need to be doing the right thing because God's going to sort these things out. Paul writes in Philippians 1, verses 21-24, he says, to me, living means living for Christ, but dying is even better. That's a verse to really stop and think about. Living means living for Christ, okay? So I still believe that the purpose of everybody's life is to serve God. We've had this discussion. But dying is even better. I mean, if we're not here, we're in heaven, where there'll be no more sorrow, suffering, hurt, heartache, pain, anything like that. Nothing to do with sin will be there because it can't be in the presence of God. But if I live, I can do more fruitful work for Christ. So I really don't know which is better. I'm torn between the two desires. I long to go to be with Christ, which should be far better for me. But for your sakes, it's better that I continue to live. That's Paul talking about this. That's a tough one to think about. We're here for a reason. We're here for a season. Use your time wisely. Do the right thing. Okay? Ephesians 4, verse 30. And don't bring sorrow to God's Holy Spirit by the way you live. Remember, he has identified you as his own, guaranteeing that you will be saved in the day of redemption. Don't embarrass God. Don't bring sorrow to God's Holy Spirit by the way you live. How are you spending your time? If I was to challenge you guys this week for one day, keep track of your time in 15-minute increments. Start a little spreadsheet on Excel, start a little note thing on your phone, whatever. Track your time for one day. See how you spend your time. See how much time is wasted on Netflix or Disney Plus or Snapchat or Instagram or TikTok or whatever. Track your time. Where is checking in with friends on that? Where is reading the Bible? Where is praying? Where is actively seeking God? Last verse I want to share with you guys is from Revelation 3:20. And it's a famous one. Jesus is talking. He says, look, I stand at the door and knock. If you hear my voice and open the door, I'll come in and we will share a meal together as friends. The last time I was supposed to teach way back in March was about eating together. And eating together, especially back in those days, was a big deal. Even enemies, if they had sat down and shared bread and salt, they had to put aside their feud for the night at least, because eating together was that important. You couldn't have a weapon in your hand if you had food in your hand. And there was an intimacy and there was a closeness that came from eating together. Jesus wants that with you guys. And you can't get that if you aren't spending the time for him. All the pictures that are painted of this scene in Revelation 3:20, Jesus standing at the door and knocking. If you look at these pictures and go to Google Images and look that up, you'll see that the doors have no outside doorknob, which was very common back in the day because they had no way of locking it. So they would literally pull the doorknob in. Jesus is saying, I'm knocking. I can't come in unless you let me in. He's knocking every day. He knows what we need. He will provide. He will protect. Your challenge is to do what is right. You guys need to step up and do what is right. How are you spending your time? What are you doing with your days? Are you in a routine yet? Or are you just kind of blobbing through the day, literally stuck to a couch? Because if you're doing that, you're wasting this time. So I'm gonna close up here. I'm gonna give you 2 challenges, okay? Actually, let's go 3, because you got time on your hands right now. 3. I want you to take one day and track your time. See where you're spending your time, and then see how you can spend your time better. I challenge you to do that. Take one day and track every 15 minutes or every half hour. Write down what you did and see how you'll have a visual representation of how you're spending your day. Okay. Number 2, read Daniel chapters 1 through 6. Just read the first 6 chapters. If you do that between now and Saturday, that's only 1 chapter a day. They're not very long. I want you to take some notes. I want you to pray. I want you to meditate. And I want you to share with somebody what you learned. And finally, I'm going to close up here with my last point, and then I'll pray. Finally, guys, do what is right. Some of you are probably spending way too much time online, going to places you shouldn't be going. Listen to music you probably shouldn't be listening to because it doesn't point you to God. And we've had that discussion, and we can have that again some other time. But guys, God's going to call us to account for all this stuff that we do and we don't do. And the only people to be involved in the discussion are him and ourselves. So do what is right. Get up every day, realize that every day is a gift from God, and listen for what he's calling you to do. And do what is right. Okay, so you got 3 things for this week, okay? 3, 1, 2, 3. 1, track your time for one day. Do one day of time tracking, see where your day goes, okay? 2, read Daniel 1 through 6, the first 6 chapters of Daniel. Take notes, pray, meditate on it, and share it with somebody. And finally, do what is right. Do the right thing. Integrity is doing the right thing when no one is watching. Elijah did the right thing even though he felt alone. Daniel did the right thing even though he really was alone and his life was being threatened. But he said, you know what? I'm going to do what's right regardless. We're being called to the same thing. Father God, we thank you for this day, Lord. Thank you for this beautiful weather, for the sunshine. I thank you for the pair of ducks that just flew into my backyard and scared the crap out of me. Thank you, everybody who's here tonight. Help us, Lord. Help us to do what is right. Help us to be people of integrity. Help us to be people who love you. God, I thank you so much for just being here and for this chance that we could get together. Even though we're not together, we're kind of together, Lord, and we'll be together soon enough. Thank you for this time, Lord. We give today to you in your name. Amen.